everyone and welcome. Today we are going to be doing a year in review video for last year now, so 2019, because wow, what an amazing year that was for My Singing Monsters. So we're going to be going over every single aspect of the year and all of my thoughts for every single individual piece of content that released throughout the year. I hope you find this video interesting. It's not something I have done before and I really love sharing my thoughts with you all, and I hope you're as excited as I am to figure out what exactly I thought about updates, because reaction videos perhaps don't sometimes get across my feelings towards certain things, and obviously like a week after an update or whatever, I am still going to be getting a grasp of what the update's about and things, so we're going to be able to go over it properly here and go over what I thought about everything over the year, because I think you'd be as interested as I am to share it with you all, so I really hope you enjoy this. Anyway, let's delve into it. So first of all, we have January. January was quite an hectic month. It wasn't as hectic as the ones that we're going to get on later, but compared to some of the starting months, it was quite a decent month for the game, wasn't it? Anyway, so first of all, we started off with Epic Deej. I almost said Rare Deej then, oh dear. So we got Epic Deej on the 18th, and actually, to be honest, we got most of the content later on in January, and we are seeing that in this month as well, because currently we're not getting that much content. That is because Big Blue Bubble obviously deserves a break, don't they? And to gear themselves up for the rest of the year, so let's give them a bit of a chance, I say. And obviously, though, it was quite a big month because we got Paul Sona on Air Island, and I've put a little love heart there because I have absolutely adore Paul Sona on Air Island, and I absolutely adored Paul Sona when they came out on Air Island. The wordos on Air Island are my favourite wordos on any island. Paul Sona is absolutely phenomenal. My favourite wordo is Paul Sona, for those of you who don't know. So Paul Sona coming to Air Island was absolutely epic. All of the whole backstory to Paul Sona coming as well, them floating across on the air balloon, I thought that was epic for the lore. And you can tell from the singing and everything that it's related to the lore and how they wanted to find someone, and it's just honestly so heartwarming, and I absolutely love the idea of Paul Sona, and the fact that they got more lyrics when Stuart arrived just absolutely made me so insane. There was a new verse added, oh my goodness, it was absolutely phenomenal. Well done to Big Blue Bubble on these wordos, the best wordos by far, I would say. Like, Air Island to me now is honestly my favourite island at the moment. Air Island is absolutely phenomenal. It is my favourite island at the moment. Of course, I love all the other islands as well. There's that many islands, but I would say it's probably my favourite right now. So, and then on the 24th, we got Vamp on Celestial Island. So, we were actually finishing off the Celestials here almost now, weren't we? So, we were closing off on Celestial Island, but still a pretty decent monster. Obviously, you might not be aware of this, but Celestial Island wasn't actually one of my favourite islands. I believe that the Celestials should have been kept exclusive to Dawn of Fire. I like them in Dawn of Fire. I love Celestial Island, do not get me wrong, but I think it wasn't really a good move to put them in My Singing Monsters, especially with the sort of content we saw in the later in the year. It just felt a bit unneeded. Like, we're getting magicals now and things, and I wasn't really into that idea because I thought Celestials was something that was keeping Dawn of Fire fresh. I think the fire elementals are being added to the original game was an absolutely outstanding idea, and I fully am on board with that, but I feel like the Celestials should have been kept to Dawn of Fire because it's something that Dawn of Fire had, and it's been sort of took away. I mean, sure, we have prismatics now that are exclusive, but it's not the same as original concepts for monsters, is it? So in my opinion, Celestials should have been kept in Starhenge, but of course, this is my opinions and my opinions only in this video, so perhaps you disagree. I know that many people love the Celestials, and also the Celestials in Celestial Island, it was reusing the mechanic from Wublin Island, and I wasn't really a fan of that. Luckily, Galvana didn't require all 11 Celestials. That was a pretty big feat, to be honest. I was so happy about that because we were predicting it, and we were like, oh god, we've jinxed it now, and then Galvana came and we were all good, so that was good. Anyway, then on the 29th of January, we got Cybop in Dawn of Fire, reaching up to the sky, weren't we there? So Cybop was a decent addition. It was actually pretty interesting when Cybop was added because the little propeller hat they have, it was actually a a pretty decent prediction that everyone in the community in general I found had. I know Eunice Emre Dilek concept design, which was featured on my channel when I did baby concepts and I featured their artwork in them. I know that featured literally the same hat, so it does make me a bit curious. Perhaps they got that idea from the community, because that idea was thrown around for a while, so that is very cool if they did that. Very, very cool, because I know a lot of fans wanted that. Not really much here though. Cyborg was cool and all, but the design doesn't change that much between baby and adult. I find it's really cool that they added the propeller hat, and I don't think there's much else that they could have done with the design, to be honest. I don't see anything. So yes, it was very cool. And then we got the Season of Love trailer on the 30th, and oh my goodness, this was my favourite trailer, solely because of the ending section. We got a Steward teaser, and we heard Steward for the first time. Steward came later next month, and oh my goodness, it was such an epic moment. Paul Sona in that trailer looked absolutely amazing. Seeing the monsters in high resolution, we've never seen that sort of resolution before, and just seeing Paul Sona absolutely stunning in that awesome resolution was absolutely phenomenal for me, and it gave me chills. And then she lifts her arm up, and then when she hears it's absolutely phenomenal. Like, the monsters obviously don't have genders. I am putting a she on her, but remember, the monsters don't have genders. I shouldn't have done that, but yes. Anyway, so we got Steward, and I just can't emphasize enough how cool it was. We got the smoochels in the background there as well, and it really added to the lore then, because we found out how Paul Sona met Steward. It wasn't just like thrown into the game. I love lore, and I love how Paul Sona floated across in their balloon and everything, and I think it's really cool they added that. I want to see more things like that, but of course you'll have to wait until my next sort of video. It'll be coming soon. I am going to be doing a list of things that I want in the game. I'm not going to give a specific amount of things that I'm going to say because I'm unsure about that yet, but I am working on that, so that's something you can expect from me soon. Okay, so that's everything in January, just about. Let's move on to February. Oh, look at that awesome transition. Oh. I'm getting all fancy with these. Right, okay, so on the 6th of February, we got Epic Flog, and they have awesome crystals on top of them. I think the Epics really kept this year alive. Whilst we have got the most content we have pretty much ever gotten, really, I do think that the Epics really spice things up in the Rare Fire Elementals, and I want to see that sort of consistency remain throughout 2020 and all of the future through My Singing Monsters. I think the Rares and Epics are an absolutely phenomenal way to keep the game alive, while updates are being worked on, like the Magical Islands and things, and I want to see the Epics and Rares stay through that consistency. I mean, obviously that's not something I'm going to be putting on my list, but I would like to see that as well. Then of course we got on the 13th of... Oh, apparently it's January. It's meant to be February. Let's ignore that. You might have noticed as well, the dates are actually sort of the wrong way around. So here in the UK, the dates are actually like this. So it goes the day, then the month, and then the year. Whereas in America, it actually sort of goes month, day, then year, I believe. I'm not sure if that's exclusive to America. Maybe that's just here in England where we do that, where we put day, month, year, but who knows? Anyway, Epic Smoochel. We got the Epic Smoochel reveal in the Season of Love trailer, my favourite trailer, and it was really cool. I was excited to see Epic Smoochel. Obviously, Epics and Rares aren't the thing that I'm absolutely keen and dying for. It's the big updates that I really pay attention to and really, truly, absolutely adore, but I absolutely love these additions as well. I just want to say that my scale of hype isn't the same for Rares and Epics as it is for the rest of the content we got through the year. Like, that was insane, the stuff that they revealed throughout the year, which we'll be getting to later. And Paul Sona and Steward. Anyway, let's move on. So literally the next day, we got Steward, the new Wordo. What a week that was, huh? Especially for early on in the year. As I was saying, we didn't get, like, as much as we got later on, but we'll be getting to that. But Steward, yes, absolutely amazing. My second favourite Wordo now. Really cool. I'm excited to see Steward on Earth Island. It's going to be very exciting. If you want to know what Wordos are going to go on what island, please check out videos I've made on it in the past. I think they've gone pretty unnoticed by the community because people seem to have not watch them. I'm not sure. I literally made the video twice as well because people didn't see it. So you can go in the My Singing Monsters playlist that I have on my channel and check that out. It's called Upcoming Wordos or Year of the Wordos and stuff. You can watch them. So that is very cool. You can go and check them out. Anyway, so Strobe, absolutely phenomenal. I love Strobe's design. I think the idea of it having 3 eyes compared to the other Wordos was really unique, and I love its design so much. I just want to cuddle it. Oh, what a day Strobe coming out was. And then we got Galvana on Celestial Island, the final Celestial to arrive. And as mentioned previously, it didn't actually require all 11 Celestials as people predicted, because Wubbox on Wubbling Island requires all the Wubblings, which is quite a feat. To accomplish that in game, you really need to nail down and get on your A game. Like, seriously, it's really hard, to be honest. It's probably the hardest thing to do in game. Even Red Wubbox and Gold Island isn't as hard. I mean, sure, it's in events and things, but you really have to knuckle down, and it's not like just waiting. It's like you have to do all these monsters that are available at once, and it's honestly really time consuming, isn't it, really? So yeah, it was quite a feat that it didn't require that. Galvana on Celestial Island didn't actually say any Rooty Toots either. I was pretty surprised by that. We did actually sort of predict that it wouldn't, because we heard a sound in the trailer, I believe, that sounded similar to Galvana. I never really believed it was Galvana, but I think it was. Honestly, my mind's a little unclear here. Maybe it wasn't in the trailer. I honestly can't remember. I am going quite a way back here, because this is almost a year ago now. So please forgive me, but I'm not sure about that one. I do remember being surprised by Galvana's sound, though. I think its design is cool. I absolutely love Galvana. It's my favourite Celestial, but I'm afraid the baby Celestial version of Galvana just didn't quite meet my expectations. As previously mentioned, though, Celestial Island is something that I don't think should have been added, but I'm glad it was added, but at the same time I would have liked to have seen other content besides reusing the things from Dawn of Fire. Anyway, so let's move on. So that was the Season of Love month. Let's move on to March. Now, March was the slow month after Celestial Island was finished. So once Celestial Island finished development, obviously we had Firehaven as well before this. So there was lots of things going on and lots of development that Big Blue Bubble had undertaken. And I think they just took this time to develop on the future content that we saw throughout the rest of the year, which is of course cool, but it was really slow. And I think maybe some epics or rares could have spiced that up. Like what we're seeing now is later on in the year, and right now, obviously not straight after Christmas, obviously give them a bit of time, but now we're seeing on weeks where we're not getting new content, we're seeing epics and rares, and that's really spicing things up, and I really appreciate that. But in this month we didn't quite get that. Let's have a look then. So we got 2 epics and a new fire elemental reveal, so we actually didn't really get that much this month. Epic Bogart was really cool. I was actually a big fan of Epic Bogart's design. As I've mentioned before, like, the epics really spice things up. I really like the idea and concept behind the epics and rares. Originally, when I first encountered the epics being introduced, I was a bit saddened by it, because when we originally got the rares, it was really slow. Like, that's pretty much all we got for a whole year. But what they did was, in 2019, they really spiced things up, and they just, anytime we wasn't getting any new content, they would release epics or rares, and it just really spiced things up. Obviously, we haven't seen the introduction of rare fire elementals yet, because that's later on, but in the year of 2019. But I just want to say that I was really happy that they did this, and they didn't. All the new content around it was absolutely phenomenal, and I think this is the way that rares should have been implemented as well. Obviously, I'm unsure what happened in that year straight after the rares was introduced, but it was a really bad sort of year, I would say, for My Singing Monsters. It probably the worst year in terms of new content after the rares. So I wasn't looking forward to after the epics were introduced, but oh my goodness, the epics have really spiced things up, and I am so glad they were introduced, and they were implemented really well compared to the rares, I would say. Anyway, so Instant Star was then teased. Very exciting. I love fire elementals. There's just some sort of magical vibe to them. Obviously they're not magical, like, but I really love them. them. Like, I can't explain why, but all of the lore behind the constant and everything just makes me love fire elementals so much, and it makes me want more. And it spices things up in Dawn of Fire when new fire elementals come as well. Oh dear. Pardon me. Okay, so that's all of March. Very slow, wasn't it, that month? Anyway, then we have April. So, in April, we got a Dawn of Fire update on the 11th, Epic Scups on the 10th, and Epic Blabbit on the 17th. And honestly, they fit everything in a space of 7 days in this month. I mean, it was very strange to me at the time, to be honest, because we didn't really get anything in the first week. Sorry, we didn't get anything in the first week. And then later on, like the last couple of 10 or 14 days or so, we got nothing. Obviously, we got the Glubbers introduced, which were a new aspect of the lore for the game, but that is pretty much it. Obviously, as I've mentioned, the epics and rares really do spice things up later while they're working on things, which we all really appreciate now, I imagine. I do, certainly. It really helps boost the game's momentum and keeps things going while perhaps nothing is going on in the game as much. Dawn of Fire, though, we did get a Dawn of Fire update. It was Intisar. Intisar went to Cloud Island, and it didn't really have that much of a big sound that made a huge impact on the continent itself, but I really appreciated the monster nevertheless. I love quiet monsters, to be honest. The designs are usually really cool, like Tring. Oh my goodness, Tring's design is so cool. Just because it makes not a huge impact on the song doesn't mean it's a bad monster. I've seen that sort of vibe in the comments before, and I really don't think that. I think Incisar is a great monster. It doesn't do anything for the song in particular, but I think it's a really cool addition, and I'm confused why people hate on monsters like Incisar and Tring. I don't think they should, really. That's my opinion, of course. We're going over my opinions, but maybe you think different. We had the Glubbers introduced as well. That was interesting. I mean, it's always interesting when we get new pieces of lore. I mean, who would have expected that Glubbers existed even? We've known Party Island for so long, but honestly, we never even knew about that. So it was just an epic surprise when it was revealed, and it's something, honestly, I won't forget. It was really cool. I can remember someone messaged me about it, and I had no idea about what they'd mentioned on My Sea Monsters Live, and I'm like, what are Glubbers? Like, what are they on about? Because obviously My Sea Monsters Live comes on later where I live, so I don't usually get to watch it. Sometimes I rewatch certain parts, but it's hard when you live somewhere where it's on when it's like the time you're going to bed. So I'm probably in bed by the time it's on, by the way, so that's why usually. Anyway, Glubbers were introduced, and it was a good part of the lore, and I'm really glad they updated the lore in a way that it hasn't been updated before. I mean, we have Glubbers, Colossals, Titans. They're all cool aspects of the lore. I'm not going to mention what I'm about to mention now because it is a spoiler for my next video, which I am going to go on about my things that I want in My Singing Monsters, so I'm not actually going to mention that, come to think of it. Anyway, let's move on. So that was that month. Now let's go on to May. So May was quite a laid-back month as well compared to other months. It wasn't really, though. We got things sort of on and off each week, so that was good. It wasn't like we weren't getting anything for a long amount of time, like in March earlier in the year, so that was cool. Obviously, January is an exception because of how it had just been Christmas, and I think you really need to just give Big Blue Bubble a bit of time to get back on the feet. Anyway, so we had Epic Octopus and Quarister. That was really cool. So we got 2 epics at once. Whilst I do think it would have been better if they split them up and had one in 1 week and then one on the next, because we got nothing the next week. I do love the idea that they introduced 2 new epics at once. It was really cool. We'd not had that before, and we're probably not going to get it again because there's no epics left really now. So I think there's Epic Drumplay. I'm not sure if there is anyone else. I'm not sure. I think there's one that I'm forgetting. I can't remember the name right now. Right, so we got Epic Octopus and Chorister. I'd just like to say as well, the scheduling for the game has really gotten better over the year. I mean, before you were looking at weeks without content, and like I was saying with the rares, like there were months, no content and just rares, and I don't know, the scheduling has got so much better. But again, them couple of tweaks, like Epic Octopus and Chorister coming out on separate weeks, would have heightened the momentum and kept it going. That's just on my end though. I mean, I'm not an employee, I don't know what they do and why they do it, but in terms of scheduling, but I would say that keeping the momentum going is important, and that scheduling is something that needs to be kept good so that the game carries on and the momentum carries on and everyone's as excited for the game each week as they are any other week, and they keep playing, because that's the main point, isn't it? So I do think that scheduling could have been a bit better earlier on, like we saw as well last month. If we go back, look, I mean, it were all fit into 1 week. They could have easily have separated it out. Epic Scopes 1 week, Intersaw 1 week, Epic Blabbit 1 week. We see the scheduling get a lot better though as we get further on in the PowerPoint. So that is something that has been improved. We've got Racedog on 1 week and then Epic Sponge on another week. So that were good. Then we got the new update as well on the 21st. So the new update featured a Wallaby teaser. Now this had me like so insane. Like, oh, you would not believe my hype levels when I saw Wallaby's birds. Oh, oh dear. The new spin wheel is cool. I mean, I got 25 diamonds the other day off the spin wheel. I've never got that amount of diamonds. I've never been that lucky on it, so I was really happy about that. Perhaps I've heightened the chances a bit. I mean, I've been playing for years and I've never even got a higher reward than 5 diamonds, so I think that reveals how hard the spin wheel is in general. Oh dear. So we got the monsters as well, looking towards the spin wheel. That was cool. Rare fires were announced. No rare fire elementals were revealed until later on in the week. Obviously a rare fire elemental did have to come when they revealed the rare fire elementals. Perhaps it was something that could have come if the update was announced the week before. If they wanted to keep Epic Octopus and Chorister together, they could have easily have just not mentioned them and then just released Racedog and like been like, oh, rare fire elementals are here now. But I think they wanted to spice up the update because it was just a spin wheel update, and I fully understand that. But either way, the scheduling again could have been better in this month, I feel like. And then we had Racedog and Epic Sponge. I don't really have much to say about them too. Epic Sponge's pineapple like features are interesting in its skull. I thought that was really unique. The Epic designs are so unique. Epic Octopus and Chorister are my favourite epics so far. And Epic Riff, but Riff is my favourite natural monster, so I guess that sort of doesn't really, you know, that's a bit biased, isn't it, towards my favourite monster. I like Epic Octopus, I like Epic Octopus the most out of any epic. Even though Riff is my favourite, I just love Epic Octopus's design. And then I like Epic Riff second, and then Epic Chorister third. So that's my personal opinions on that. Anyway, so then we move on to June. Oh, we're getting close to anniversary. That's what I was thinking anyway. And then we got all this. I'm like, blooming egg, what they're saving for anniversary. Oh, blooming egg. MPG, you had no idea what they were saving for anniversary. You thought this was big? You wait till anniversary, hon. That's what I should have said to myself in the past if I could go back. Anyway, so on the 11th, we got Fire Oasis teased for the first time. Goodness me, what a time to be alive. Oh, it was insane. My mind was absolutely rolling at this point. I had no idea what it could be. Obviously, I was predicting it was a Fire Island, but there was always that element of surprise, and what is it going to be? It's a new island, for God's sake. Of course it's going to be amazing, and oh. If you thought this new island were great though, past MPG, oh, just you wait. Right, then we move on to Epic Quibble, and then we had Fire Oasis on the 19th, and Wallaby. Oh goodness, well, if Willadog was here, I'd be shaking him up and down right now because we were so excited about this. Oh, it was a Fire Oasis trailer where I had Wallaby, a dog in my hands, and I was lifting him up and shaking him up and down. He wondered what I would do because I saw Wallaby. I was very excited. I never expected Wallaby to come in the main game after Firehaven, to be honest. I thought Firehaven would remain the exclusive, only Fire Island in the game, but I was wrong, and I'm happy I was wrong. I think the Fire Islands being implemented to the main game was an absolutely incredible decision, because the Fire Elementals are an absolutely core species in the lore of the game, and it just made sense to add them. I think it would have been weird if they didn't, to be honest. I mean, we had Kana in the original game as well, and I think using Kana and everything just made so much sense, and the introduction of relics and things, and oh, I love it so much. Anyway, then we have Epic Congo. We got rares on Firehaven as well in this update, which we've not seen rares be implemented on Fire Oasis yet, which is interesting. I think we are going to get that in 2020. It's something to spice it up, the game, isn't it? It's something for people to get. It's a cool design for people to look at. That's what I think, and I think it's cool. That's pretty much the summary of all my feelings towards epics and rares, really. And then we got Epic Congo on the 26th. Oh my goodness, look at all these designs for the epics. I'm saying that Epic Octopus is my favourite, but now I'm like looking at these designs and I'm like, oh my god, I love Epic Congo and Epic Quibble. Seriously, some of the best epic designs were released in these 2 months. Like Epic Congo, Epic Quibble, Epic Chorister, Epic Octopus. They're honestly some of my favourite epics right there. And Epic Riff. They're my 5 favourite epics. Like, seriously, I love them to bits. And we move on to July. So, wow, we're recovering after Fire Oasis at this point. Like, whoa, they've hit us hard. What a year so far, I'm thinking. And then wait till you get to the rest MPG, past MPG. So, on the 4th of July, we got Rare Flugel. Again, an absolutely marvellous design. It's uncanny for rares, to be honest, because rares don't usually receive such a dramatic improvement in design. Like, obviously not improvement, sorry, like in uniqueness, because they usually remain not too distant from the original design, but this went full out there. I love this. Like, Rare Flugel came out, and my expectations for rares flew. I loved it. Rare Flugel's teaser as well, I will never forget that, with Stog and Repetillo eating the pizza, and then they're like, whoop. Okay, and then on the 5th we got Bicinerus teased. They kept things really consistent now. This is when we start seeing the consistency of their schedule really coming in. I mentioned previously in another video, I cannot remember which one, about the schedule, and I'm really happy they have improved it throughout the year, and we've really seen that improvement, and I want to see the schedule consistency keep on going. Whilst it wasn't really the same for Dawn of Fire, we are going to get onto that topic later, because I don't really want to discuss it now when we're not up to the Dawn of Fire hiatus yet. And then on the 10th, we got Epic Shelby, another wonderful epic, if I do say so myself, and Epic Hula on the 17th, and the Summer Song trailer, where they all did disco, and we all thought that, well, I thought anyway, I theorised it, that Epic Wubbox would be coming. Oh, good God, no, we did not want that, no. Well, I didn't want it anyway. Some people want it, but I feel like people who are saying they want it, they wouldn't even be able to get it anyway, so I'm really confused about that. But anyway, I really don't want Epic Wubbox. I don't want to have to box epics up, especially with the whole bed situation right now. That would make it really problematic, because I've had to sell a lot of my epics, and I wouldn't feel like that's fair bringing out an Epic Wubbox without the bed space being increased for at least like 6 months, because and the epics coming back regularly, because that isn't fair on players who have bred more and had to sell them because of the bed space and the hotel space not being enough for them. I don't think that's fair. Anyway, if you want to check out my thoughts on Epic Wubbox, go and watch my Epic Wubbox thoughts video. I'm not going to get into that there, but we did theorise that, and we were hoping for the worst, but it didn't happen, so that was good. Unless you're a person who wanted Epic Wubbox, in which case I guess it kind of sucks. But again, I'm just going to mention it here as well. I think Wubbox has been overglorified over the years. It's had a lot of releases, like monthly sort of releases, where things have been hyped up for it. It literally had an anniversary to itself. The fifth, I repeat, anniversary to itself. That is a big number. So I'm a bit Wubboxed out, and I don't really want to see Wubbox again. I like Wubbox. I don't think its sound is the best sound, but I'm a bit turned off by Wubbox at this point, and I'm interested in the other concepts behind the game, and I think other people should be too, because this year really does prove the amount of uniqueness Big Blue Bubble can put on the table when they are allowed to thrive, and it's absolutely phenomenal this year. By far, my favourite year of My Singing Monsters so far in terms of new content, I would say. Even when Dawn of Fire was released, this beats it. Like, seriously. We got 4 islands in Dawn of Fire, and lots of monsters weren't introduced that we know today, obviously. And honestly, the islands that they have introduced this year just completely beat Dawn of Fire, in my opinion. Like, I love Dawn of Fire, don't get me wrong, but in terms of the consistency of updates as well, it really just beat it the year that Dawn of Fire was released. Obviously, I love Dawn of Fire. What I'm saying is, it was all released at once, wasn't it, as well? And it wasn't kept consistent, the islands being released. And we've really seen that this year. They've kept things consistent, and it's been absolutely glorious. So, let's move on. August! We're getting close to anniversary month. My mind was absolutely amazed by everything so far, and I thought honestly that we weren't going to get anything much for the rest of the year, because I thought they're going to go on a hiatus again, because after we got the Wubblins, they went on a bit of a hiatus, I remember, where we didn't get content for a while, but honestly, no, it didn't. It kept on going, and I was amazed. It's absolutely phenomenal. I really hope Big Blue Bubble keeps up the amazing work. Like, My Singing Monsters Live and everything has been seen a dramatic improvement. Not My Singing Monsters Live in general, sorry. The whole game itself, the franchise, has seen a drastic improvement over the last year in terms of content consistency and everything. What I'm trying to say, though, was that My Singing Monsters Live was introduced as well earlier on the year before, like just before the year ended, and that was amazing. And that combined with all the new content has really made the franchise thrive this year, and I really want to see that continue. Anyway, let's move off of August, because I don't think you want to look at that. So on the second, we got Cinerus. Yes, I love Cinerus. I love my double monsters like Hippity Hop, Bon Appetit, Cinerus, right up my alley. I love them. But we got the food update. Wow, yep, a big wow, oh dear. So I love Cinerus, but we got an update to the food mechanic in Dawn of Fire. Now, Dawn of Fire itself was already a bit problematic on the problematic side of things, because people were, like, I made a video about this before everything was fixed, but the system behind food and everything was so bad. They fixed everything now. It's an absolutely amazing, but we'll get to that update later as we get into December. But I just want to say this made things a million times worse, and it didn't benefit players at all. Now we can feed as monsters whatever we want. It seriously doesn't matter, but I am glad that this feature was implemented, but I'm not glad it was implemented then, because it wasn't needed then. It should have been saved for 2.0. Obviously, they probably didn't know they were going to go on to develop My Singing Monsters Dawn of Fire 2.0 then, but yeah, I mean, it just wasn't good at the time at all. It was giving off bad vibes for the game, and I was extremely worried, especially seeing as though we hadn't seen any mechanical update for Dawn of Fire ever. Like, for 2 years? And then all of a sudden we got this. I was like, oh my goodness, we're going to have to put up with this for ages. But then they came up with the 2.0 update, and I was absolutely amazed. And Dawn of Fire has got a million times better now, and I just play it all the time now, to be honest. Like, collecting my coins and everything, it's so cool. Anyway, we'll go into that, like I said. I'm getting too far ahead here. Okay, on the 9th, we got Rare Fangler. Again, amazing scheduling from Big Blue Bubble. We didn't see anything last week of this month, unfortunately, but that is to be expected with the things that we got the next month. Oh, wait till we get into that. So island skins came on the 12th. That was cool. I am not a big fan of how in-app purchases are being presented for the island skins. I fully understand that it is a feature that isn't needed in the game, and I fully respect the development team for doing that, and I think it's a cool way to support the developers and gain something for yourself, and I think that's really something that they were trying to get across. The boosts and everything right now aren't really that drastic, I would say. The Wishing Torch one is obviously quite drastic itself, but again, you're not going to see a widely different game to someone who has the skins. I think it's a cool way to support the developers, but what I am not a fan of, I'm all for the idea, don't get me wrong, I was super excited for him, but what I am not a fan of is how they are being presented in game right now. When you go on the island skins tab, keep in mind that some children play this game, because obviously the game is for a mixed audience. It's for kids, adults, teenagers, everyone, but obviously when kids go in the game, they are going to go on island skins. They're going to perhaps watch my videos. I don't know. They're going to watch my videos, go, oh, look. Or go on my islands. Oh, look, they've got a skin. How do I get that? And then you go on there, and then the pop-up for island skins to buy them, it flashes in your face and it bounces. I don't like that at all. I was very worried when I saw that. Obviously, Big Blue Bubble is really good, and it's really good at maintaining its fan base and maintaining a good motto for itself. It's never been fully out there for the money. Like, it's not got loot boxes and things for it. The closest you're going to get to that is the prismatics, but they're not loot boxes at all. They're really fun prismatics. We'll get onto them later, like I said, but we're getting too far here. Oh, I keep bringing up other things, but I am not a fan of that. It wasn't the case at the time that it bounced, but I would like to see that feature removed, because whilst I am all for supporting the developers, and I think it's a cool idea and a cool way to support them, I am not for that idea of it bouncing in your face and children seeing that, because my sister saw that as well, and she was like, oh, that isn't very good. Like, and she's like way younger than me. Like, come on. Like, if she's spotting out and she's that age, I think it's something that may need to be looked at, especially because Big Blue Bubble is such a cute, heartwarming company. I don't want to see the name tarnished for that. I mean, obviously no one's really talked about it. I think I'm the only person who's really speaking out about it, but yeah, I just want to see that removed. On the 14th, we've got Epic Readling. Rare Fangler as well, maintaining the consistency of rare fire elementals being really good. And then September, anniversary month, my favourite month of the year for new content. Absolutely nothing can beat this month for me. The surprises that were in store for us were absolutely insane. We had never seen anything like this before, and they threw, honestly, I was wild when all this was going off. Like, I remember about Psychic Island, like, I was running around the house like crazy. I do this all the time for every update, pretty much, but I was running around the house like crazy, getting everything set up. I remember, it's so excited to record videos, I always am. But when updates come out, I am literally running around the house because I want to get it up as soon as possible and do it, because I'm that excited about updates. That's how excited I get, by the way. And then my parents are like, update time again? I'm like, yeah. Oh, that's why you're so excited then? Yeah. Anyway, so let's move on to September. Oh, I'm getting so... Oh, I'm looking at this and all the memories are coming back. It was such a good month. Oh, so on the 4th of September, we got the Mythicals. Oh my good God, wow. The Mythicals coming was a huge accomplishment for the game. They had remained exclusive to the PS Vita, and fans had wanted the Mythicals in the original game for years, and they finally added them. What I want to see is potentially more Mythicals added. I'm probably going to go into that in my next video, but I just want to put that out there, that I want to see more Mythicals and potentially the volume of these two higher, because it is really silent in game, to be honest. These two, they are really silent in the game, so I would like to see the volume increased ever so slightly. I think it doesn't need to be a dramatic volume change, but I really think they need to be improved in terms of volume. Then it really cannot be stated enough though. Wait, I just want to say, it really cannot be stated enough that these mythicals were absolutely amazing when they were added. Like, the amount of fan service that was in this month was incredible. Big Blue Bubble, absolutely phenomenal. All the sales and everything throughout the month kept the game alive. Like, obviously we didn't have Rares and Epics to get all the sales in Anniversary Month. You don't need that, do you? But it were insane, and I just can't state enough how insane it was this month. The Mythicals itself, I thought that was absolutely fun, amazing. Then we got Fire Frontier, which was another fire island. I was interested in the direction that they were going in here. I thought Fire Oasis for sure would be perhaps the last island. Other people had told me before, like when Fire Haven was released, oh, they're going to make like loads of fire islands now. I personally never wanted that. I saw after, like, literally the day, no, not even that, like an hour after Fire Oasis was revealed, I was like, there's going to be no more Fire Islands after this. Because all of the Fire Islands, all the Fire Elementals pretty much had been revealed, and I was like, oh, there's probably not going to be any more. I wonder how they're going to go about revealing the other Fire Elementals, though, or if they will at all. And then we got Fire Frontier. I was a bit curious. I wasn't really that excited because we knew that Roost Suit could be the only possible free elemental, I believe, yeah. So it wasn't really that exciting. I like the uniqueness of the Fire Elementals staying on Fire Haven and Fire Oasis as well. I think them two islands are really special, especially their connection to Dawn of Fire. And I think all them islands wouldn't be necessary. But like, I was super on board with all the teams and everything. I was Team Air, I believe. Whichever one had Sousa and Bogart and all of them, I thought that would have made it a cool island. People were worried about the percussion as well behind the island. Oh boy, though. And then we moved on to the 25th and we got loads of percussion monsters. Like, geez, pretty much all of them were, except Ferrimind. And oh my goodness, what a cool set of monsters. It really cannot be stated enough how cool these monsters were. Absolutely phenomenal, the psychics. I mean, it doesn't get better than this. They surprised us so much. It was insane. Like, none of us expected that. We expected more Fire Elementals, a new quad, that'd be it. Like, the returning Fire Elementals, and then one new Fire Elemental, that'd be it. And it'd be a new Fire Island because it were announced as Fire Frontier, but then no, they scrapped that. We had Sydney on Team Psychic all along. If you watch my Singing Monsters live, you would know that. But anyway, the Psychics were absolutely amazing, and amazingly diverse cast of monsters. Ruba adding to the Pom Pom family as well. Absolutely phenomenal. We got Tapricorn. I went crazy when Tapricorn was revealed. I was automatically on board with Tapricorn and like, oh my god, that is like my new favourite monster as well, alongside Wallaby. I like Tapricorn and Wallaby the most out of all the monsters right now. Hopefully, maybe another monster comes along and then we can add them to my favourites as well. Tapricorn or Wallaby, they're both as good. Don't ask me which one I like most. I like them equally. My mind can't even come to think which one's better because I like them that much. Gloptic was really cool. I like the goo on its strings that it plays. Really unique. All of the monsters, very unique. Ferromind's sound is to die for. Absolutely phenomenal sound. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I just find myself singing that every time I view the island. Really cool. Really unique monsters. Absolutely really unique. Popette, who would expect bursting bubbles? Like, it's not bursting bubbles, but bubble movement sort of. Oh, it's so cool. And Yuggler with the balls. And, oh, I loved it so much. It was so special. I really can't state it enough how special it was. We actually have the video here. There we go. Hoo-hoo. Oh my goodness, how cool was that? I think we've actually got other videos on here. I think I've just forgot to show them you. Oh dear. There was one on earlier as well. Oh well. Anyway, we'll remember to play them from now. Oh wait. How do I move on? Oh, there we go. October! October, so spooktical. Jeez, we've just come off Anniversary Month on one of the highest notes the game has ever been. It's at its popularity peak. What are they going to do next? That is a question. And honestly, this month was cool. It was really cool. Like, they kept things consistent. We got something every single week of the month. Absolutely amazing. So we came off of Psychic Island, a huge, massive impactful island full of unique and diverse monsters and tons of sales. And then we got new content each week. Really cool. As I've mentioned before, obviously we didn't need new content every week in Anniversary Month because we have the sales, and Psychic Island itself was a big enough surprise in the Mythicals. Like, it doesn't get better than that. So we had Rainfall Hour on the 4th, Epic Shrub on the 9th. I saw comments about Epic Shrub in Spooktical. People were surprised that an eye or something didn't get added to its orb. I was surprised about that as well because I thought that comment suggestion was really cool. So Big Blue Bubble, if you're listening, an eye in the orb of Epic Shrub. That would be a cool Spooktical costume for Epic Shrub. It's already got the socks and everything for Spooktical. I think it would be a really cool costume change for Epic Shrub. We got new Spooktical costumes for the Wordos. That's unheard of, isn't it? We'd not got any for the Wordos. I would like to see costumes added for the Fire Elementals too. Obviously, the Naturals have got different variations of costumes. I think that's cool and all, but I think this year we really saw him strive away from that and just add ones to new monsters that we've not seen before, and I want to see that continue down the line. Why don't the Fire Elementals get some? The Magicals. I mean, the Magicals and Fire Elementals all are just as special as the natural monsters. All the monsters are as special as each other, really, so why can't they get that? I mean, obviously some are rarer than others, but in general, we like monsters the same sort of... Yeah. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what I'm saying. Anyway, back on track. If you understand what I mean, you understand what I mean. If you don't, just move on. So... Right, so we had the Spooktical 2019 trailer where we got the weirdo costumes I've mentioned and some new ones for the Epics. I would like to see them move away from the Naturals. I would like to see them rotate around which costumes are used though. So perhaps change it on an annual basis, which ones are used. Change it from Furcon's mask to the other one that they have. I know that Mammoth has different ones, don't they? Change Mammoth's... I can't remember the costume. Just change Mammoth like every year. You know what I mean? If you've got them now, you might as well just do that. But I want to see them added to new monsters. That goes for Yay as well. I don't see the point in adding new ones for the Naturals. It's really cool, don't get me wrong. But I think adding ones to the monsters that don't have costumes yet is a better idea, in my opinion. Anyway, so on the 23rd, we got Epic Riff. And then on the 31st, Epic Punkleton. Now, Epic Punkleton's videos, I remember, came out 2 days late. 2 days! Oh no, that's unheard of. They came out 2 days late because I was on vacation. So they actually came out on the 2nd of November. Oh dear. I got a bit of backlash for that. Please don't hate me. When I'm on holiday, usually big stuff comes out. So, yeah, that's usually what happens. With Vice Sinners, I had to upload them 2 days late as well. I tried uploading them on holiday because I love making videos that much and I would literally do it anytime. So I tried to upload them, but the Wi-Fi wasn't good there at all. I literally made them on the laptop and everything and had them ready to upload, but for some reason, the Wi-Fi was just so bad, so I couldn't do it. So, the Bison Roast videos, no, actually, they were a day later, weren't they? Oh, yeah, because I used my mobile data on my phone because the Wi-Fi was bad, so you got them a day late. Oh, sorry. Right, anyway, November. Rare Wink. Oh, yeah, sorry, just while I'm remembering, in September as well, I also got the package from Big Blue Bubble and Play Monster, which was really cool. Obviously, I got the little figurines one later as well. If you haven't seen that video, please go and check it out. I know not as many people saw that as the other one. We were in a big month of My Singing Monsters, though, so I think more people were exposed to my videos back then. So that does make sense. Rare Wink came on the 8th. Very cool broccoli guy. By the way, Rare Wink in my actual game is called Broccoli Guy. I don't know why, they just look like a broccoli. I love Rare Wink. Anyway, Epic Pummel. And, oh god. Here we go, guys. So on the 20th of November, we got Gobligard. So, Gobligard. Oh, Gobblegard. I did not like Gobblegard. Gobblegard was supposed to be a Dawn of Fire monster. As we went into it in my other video, you can check out in the Dawn of Fire playlist. It's why was Gobblegard supposed to be in Dawn of Fire? Anyway, so basically this monster was actually supposed to be in Dawn of Fire as revealed from the evidence in that video that I've just mentioned earlier. So I mean, that just, I already didn't like Gobblegard, so that just added to the hate bandwagon. Like, I fully understand some people like Gobblegard, but I have to say the vast majority of people do not like Gobblegard. They do not like them at all. I was reading the comments in that for the Gobblegard video that I posted, and near enough, there's hundreds, if not like 1,000 comments saying they don't like Gobblegard. What is this monster? Get it away. Like, there was people, honestly, there were people swearing. They were like swearing about this monster because they were saying it were ruining the island. I'm not even kidding. There were about 50 something comments that I had to remove about Gobblegard, including swearing in, because people were that angry and revved up about this. And honestly, I see where they're coming from, but I don't believe that anyone should get that riled up about anything, to be honest. I mean, at the end of the day, this year was absolutely phenomenal, and they're not going to get everything perfect, but the evidence from the video that I mentioned earlier really does show that this monster was supposed to be in Dawn of Fire. And the graphics literally look like it was just placed into the game. I'm not sure if that was the case, but unfortunately, it does look like that to me. When Gobblegard came out, I said it looks like a Dawn of Fire monster. If you watch my reaction videos, I've seen several people commented about this when I've said I've not liked Gobblegard, but when you watch my reaction videos, obviously, I don't have time to take in what's happening. All that I knew was it was a new seasonal event, a new monster was there, and I was listening to him. I find Gobblegard really funny, to be honest, and I think it would have been cool if it was implemented properly. I really like its personality, which was shown in the Feast Ember trailer, and I absolutely love the idea of Feast Ember and keeping the game alive, and it adds a new opportunity for new content and so much more, and I love seasonal events too, but Gobblegard just didn't make the cut. It really didn't. The Fire Ember itself, the Feast Ember event on Firehaven and all the decorations it brung were cool. It was really cool, and the idea we got a Thanksgiving seasonal event, even more. Again, just homage to people who have been playing the game and been wanting a Fire Elemental seasonal event for so long since oh god, I'm getting confused here. Firehaven was released. It's absolutely phenomenal. People have been asking for a Thanksgiving seasonal for so long, and then they finally had it, and it was amazing, don't get me wrong, but Gobblegard really is bad. It sounds bad to me. It really does. It's terrible. It's made the Firehaven song not that good. People outright watched the old version of my Firehaven full song video because they don't like Gobblegard and the Dipsters. We'll get onto the Dipsters, but Gobblegard just, no. They wasn't in tune with the song. I mean, I like Gobblegard going gobbly gobbly ha, gobbly gobbly hoo, and all that, but it doesn't fit in with the song, and you shouldn't downgrade a song. Firehaven itself is a very important island in My Sea Monsters. It's the island where the fire elementals, which were not in the game for absolutely ages, were revealed, and it had an amazing song. I mean, if you go on my full song video, you can see that people watched the Firehaven full song video a lot because they love Firehaven, and it was a monumental island. It was a beginning of change for the game. It was when new content started coming really fast, and this year has been absolutely amazing, and to see it be tarnished like this, it's bad, and it must have been rushed into the game if it was supposed to be in Dawn of Fire. I mean, its design literally matches the one that was supposed to be put in the Dawn of Fire game. So, I mean, I don't really have much to say here, but it must have just been slapped in there. And it's really sad to see Firehaven in such a state now. I mean, I love Firehaven and listening to the song, but with Gobblegard, it's sad. And when people view my islands, I don't want to tuck Gobblegod in the hotel. I mean, I did with the Dipsters because I don't like the Dipsters either. So you can imagine my feelings towards this update, but I weren't happy about the Dipsters, but the idea of Gobblegod being happened when it originally happened, I was so excited about that. As you can tell in my reaction videos, but once I'd had time to process everything and listen to the song properly, because obviously I don't when I'm reacting, because all I can hear is my voice, because I have to turn it down so you can't hear the audio through my through my headset. Obviously I can hear what's happening, but I don't have it on that loud, so you guys can't hear and it doesn't affect the microphone quality. But honestly, I can't emphasize enough how bad Gobblegod is and how much it ruined Firehaven. I really don't like it. And then the Dipsters. Yikes. Yes, yikes. Both of these things were not very good. So the Dipsters are a set of monsters that are... I mean, some people are okay with them. The vast... it's like off and off. Some people are alright with them, and then other half is like, you just don't really like them. Again, I'm just going off of my YouTube comments here. I don't speak for the whole community in general, but I do think that a good portion of the community does watch my videos, so I mean, going off that, I would say that this update must have been not that good for players. I think it disappointed quite a few fans, especially after the amazing year we'd had so far. Gobblegod and the Dipsters just weren't needed. The Dipsters... Gobblegod was needed if it would have been implemented better, but the Dipsters weren't called for, I think. I don't think the Dipsters were needed on the Fire Haven at all. I mean, now they technically have to come to Fire Oasis, and I am dreading that. Gobblegod, let's talk about that though. Gobblegod and Fire Oasis is okay. I think Gobblegod and Fire Oasis is fine. It's not ruined the song at all. It's Fire Haven where it's out of tune and everything. That's ruined the song. It really has, in my opinion. And again, this is my thoughts, so I am going to explain how I feel about the game. And if that does offend you in any way, I'm sorry. I know that some people don't like it when I hate things, but I do speak the truth, and I hope you respect that. I loved everything else in the year, but this, no. I just really didn't like it. I would even go as far to say I detested it. Fire Oasis, it was fine. I like Gobblegod and Fire Oasis. I think it's okay. In fact, I won't go as far to say I like it. I just find it okay. Gobblegod and Firehaven, though, not happening. I do not like that one bit. Anyway, Dipsters uncalled for as well. Now, they technically have to be on Fire Oasis, and I'm really dreading that. I just really don't want it. Like, it's same with Lobox. I just hope they recognize this in some kind of format and don't add them. I know that players were sort of relieved when the Dipsters were fixed, but again, they just don't add anything to the song, and they're just a bit annoying. I think they're fine on the natural islands, but when they were added to Ethereal Island too, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of the Dipsters, to be honest, and I like my islands without them, to be honest. So I guess I am a bit biased because I don't really like the Dipsters, but I think you can all agree with me on Gobblegod at least. So yeah, and anyway, we got Epic Dandidoo on the 27th, and the Dipsters animations and sounds were fixed on the 27th. I'm not sure if it was the 27th. I just put them there because it was around that day. I think it might have been the day before or 2 days before, but it was either on that day or 1 or 2 days before. So yeah, Epic Dandidoo's hairstyle, oh my goodness, it's just this just made me laugh. So going off Gobblegod, I was upset, but Epic Dandidoo made me laugh. So that was a good thing. Anyway, December, Dawn of Fire's Revival Month and Magical Madness. Get the pun there. I used alliteration as well. Get them literary techniques in there, MPG. It's literary. Oh, that's a big word, isn't it? Second best month of the year for new content. I believe that was my opinion. Right. So let's move into this. Oh my goodness, what a big month for the game, huh? Let's play that. So, My Singing Monsters Dawn of Fire. Got a huge update in this month. But first, let's talk about the new Magical Island, Fairy Island. I'm just going to actually have to mute that because... Actually... There we go. I can't think with it. Right, anyway. I predicted a Magical Island was coming on the 9th and 10th. And on the 10th, we guessed all of the monsters except for the new fairy monsters, because obviously I can't guess new monsters with new designs and new names because that is impossible. But and we guessed all of the new monsters that would be coming. Well, new monster. We got Zigurab, and then all of the returning monsters, we guessed them. So that were pretty cool. I was actually amazed. And then the Monster Explorers as well in that video helped because we got the elemental symbol correct in the theory video. That was thanks to them though. They said that in the corners of the screen of the trailer that, no, sorry, not the trailer, the teaser, that you could see an icon which looked like a butterfly, and then people started actually predicting it would be the fairy element. We predicted other elements as well, though. I think there was one in particular that we guessed in the theory video. I can't remember right now, though. Sorry. Anyway, so Fairy Island, and oh my goodness. Wow, these magical islands are absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, they are by far amazing. They are the thing that I am most looking forward to at the moment in terms of new content. Actually, I am looking forward to the Weirdos a lot, but it doesn't quite live my expectations up. It doesn't quite live up to my expectations as much as Magicals do. Not expectations. I'm not excited for it as much as the Magicals Islands. Oh goodness, words. Anyway, so the fairy monsters. What a diverse set of monsters again. It doesn't get better than this. New monsters, absolutely phenomenal. Like, forget Celestial Island, like, we're getting new islands on the, daily here, like, magical islands, like, crazy. Like, we had Psychic Island, then we straight away, like, literally only, 4 months after, not even that, 3 months after, 3 months after the Magicals were released, because they came later in the month, we got Fairy Island. So, phenomenal. I really love the fairy monsters. It does bring up the point, though, perhaps Big Blue Bubble could wander into the territory of adding monsters on a scheduled basis, like the rares and epics new monsters. I actually got this idea from Diane Delsig, so shout out to Diane. I got this idea from her because she was saying, oh, all these monsters are coming out at once in her reaction video, and she was like, oh, maybe they should come out at once a month or something. I mean, I love the magical islands and everything, and I like it when they all come out at once, but I do think she was right in a sense. Obviously, this is my opinion, and I fully respect Diane's opinion and everything like that, but I'm speaking for myself here, and I am saying that I agree with Diane in a respect. I think that all of the content drops are absolutely phenomenal, and I don't want to tarnish that, but what I do think is perhaps mixing the schedule up with releasing a new island, then making it scheduled through a year would be cool, like Wublin Island. I think that would mix up the schedule other than just having rares and epics, because we have rares and epics in the schedule now, and that's absolutely crazy, and I'm really glad they've scheduled it in that way. But I think it would be cool as well to mix things up, because while we're getting all this new content, I would really like to see an island again like Celestial and Wublin Island where they release once a month. I think that would be really cool. Like Ethereal Island as well, because monsters on that released every so often. Let's play this again. So then on the 12th, we got a new Dawn of Fire update. Wow. The Dawn of Fire update was phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. It fixed everything in the game. I love this Dawn of Fire update. Best Dawn of Fire update, yeah, I would say. Actually, I would say Stonehenge, but we only got one monster then, so we didn't really have a full picture of the island. So I'm going to say this is the best update because it's made the game a million times better as well. So my favourite update for Dawn of Fire. So, yeah, absolutely phenomenal. It's made the game so much better now. I really advise you to go and check out Dawn of Fire if you haven't. Like, seriously, it's a really good game now. The mechanics were fully sorted out. The tediousness behind the whole feeding monsters has been completely vanquished, I find now. It's a very chilled out game. You can play as much as you want. You can feed monsters what you want. The orders, oh, it's so good. I love how monsters are based around what you get at certain levels. So like when a monster's on level 1, you only have to feed them like apples usually, or bamboo or something easy like that. And then as you level them up, they ask for harder things. I really like that now because you can that is there. It's an option there. And I think that's something for new players especially, whereas new players can just use the GIF feature, which I think is really cool. Apparently all of the code was rewritten for Dawn of Fire as well, and we got, so that's a big feat on Big Blue Bubble, and I'm really happy if that is the case. I'm not sure, I am not a developer obviously, but that is something that I've heard going around. So if they did that, big props to them. That is something that perhaps Dawn of Fire needed. All of the expanded islands as well, and the idea of prismatics, absolutely phenomenal. It's gonna be something that really keeps Dawn of Fire alive, and I'm really glad that they're implementing Dawn of Fire into the schedule that we're seeing now with the rare fire elementals and epics and now prismatics. And I'm really excited for the future of Dawn of Fire now. I think they've opened the gates up a lot more, and I really hope they expand on Dawn of Fire a lot more now, besides just adding consonant monsters. I really love consonant monsters, don't get me wrong, but now they've shown prismatics and what they could possibly do with Dawn of Fire, because remember, Dawn of Fire is made in Unity. The possibilities for Dawn of Fire are endless. We saw that with Stonehenge. It was an absolutely phenomenal idea, really. I mean, a completely original concept, getting the Celestials and everything, and oh, I want to see more for Dawn of Fire, definitely after this update. Definitely. The upgraded islands are really, really cool. I'm very excited for the future of Dawn of Fire. The nursery upgrade was really cool as well. I think that really helps out because of the prismatics. I think that was definitely needed. Really cool. I like how they've worked out everything there. It's just absolutely amazing. I can't speak enough. And then the vault upgrade we got previously with Bison-ers, it just all came together in this update. Yeah, obviously the stuff with the Bison-ers update, as previously mentioned, I wasn't a fan of at the time, as no one was really. It didn't make the game very good. The vault upgrade was much appreciated, obviously, about the food mechanic, but when this update came out, it all came together and it all worked out, and they fleshed out the mechanics of the game and everything, and oh, it's so good. I really can't stress it enough. They fixed Dawn of Fire so much. Anyway, guys, this video has been in the works for a while. Look at that. Stay tuned for upcoming theory video. That video has been released. That was the Prismatics release video for Prismatic Toad Demo, which we actually got correct, so that was really good. So that's another feat, actually. We ought to add that, didn't we? 24th at 12th of 2019, predicted, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so what I am going to say is sorry. I am saying sorry because I have not been uploading videos as much. I haven't, no. The past 3 days I've uploaded nothing. It has broken my heart not to be able to engage with you all. I was unsure about what was happening with the channel, and there's been lots of stuff going on my end. I have been sorting out a new schedule for the new year because I have to make a schedule each year. The schedule isn't that big. It's just like what in general, it's what videos I'm going to make on which day, because that helps me know which videos to make on certain days when we're not getting new content and things. It's pretty boring, really. I don't really need to tell you about it, but stuff like that, and then personal life and work I have to do outside of this has kept me busy. And Copper, I am happy to announce, Copper will not be having an effect on my channel. Thank God. Oh, so that's something we can add to the list of things for next year when we review next year, can't we? The channel wasn't deleted by Copper. Okay, but no, seriously, so the channel will not be affected by Copper. I am seeing negative things on my end. I am seeing a decrease in the money that I earn from my channel. I am very open to you all. I hope you respect that. I am happy to tell you things like this, but I am seeing a decline in revenue from my channel. It is a very significant decline in revenue. Well, it's not a very significant, it's a decline though, and it's there, and it may mean that I might have to go out and get another part-time job. We'll have to see how that works out. It depends if it's enough money for me to get by. Obviously, I'm at home right now with my parents. I'm not bothered about sharing this with you, but I am at home, so I don't have to fully provide for myself yet. But if it does get to a point where I'm looking towards getting a car, for example, or something like that, because I don't currently own one, then perhaps I may have to have a part-time job, and that may affect the channel this year. But if that does happen, I will let you all know. Please follow me on all my social media accounts, because I will update you all on what is happening with the channel at all times. I know I've not been active on social media in regard to the lack of content over the last few days, but I hope you respect that me sorting out copper was a top priority. Honestly, I've not even had the time to look at and even think about social media that much over the past few days. So I hope you do respect that. My decision behind not making videos, I didn't know what the future was for my channel. I wanted to get it sorted out. I was sorting out my schedules, and honestly, that was more of a priority at the time. So this video has been in the works for a very long time, and I am very fortunate to have such a fan base where you are all very patient and kind and considering, and wouldn't even care, to be honest, if I had a massive break. And I love you all very, very much. It cannot be stated enough how much I love you all. I'm very, very lucky to do what I get to do, and I really can't say that enough. Anyway, I will see you all later. Please ignore the 25th December thing, as I've said, because my schedule was behind. This video was meant to come out quite a while ago, but I hope you all enjoy it the same anyway. I originally recorded this video, actually, I recorded it 2 days ago when I got some spare time, but it ended up being super, super long. I know this is super, super long, but that was so super, super, super long. And I didn't really want to go that in depth as what I did. And I feel like this is a lot more fleshed out of a discussion with you all. So I hope you all respect my decision again. Anyway, I will see you all later. Perhaps we will get a new rare fire elemental this week. I wouldn't count on it though, because Big Blue Bubbles may still be gearing up for the rest of the year. As we've been through in January of 2019, for example, it's a bit of a month for him to gear up for the rest of the year, isn't it? And I think it's a good idea for that. Anyway, guys, I will see you later. See you in the next video. Bye.